Hey guys, I just wanted to talk to you about the way you can achieve your goals. And the way I want to talk about this is through the lens of motivation. What motivates you? What do you need in order for you to achieve your goals? And we'll start with the simple explanation of what motivation is and what it isn't. Motivation shouldn't be a crutch. You shouldn't lean on it in order to accomplish your goals. Sometimes you're just going to be burnt out and you won't have any energy and you still have to do it. I mean, imagine if you were being chased by a lion through the savannah and you were just like, I'm sort of tired today. That wouldn't happen because there are certain things that are just unacceptable, like losing your life or not making mortgage payments. And it's really important to know that you can leverage that. We'll get into that at the end of the video. But most importantly, sometimes people lack motivation, which is an extra fuel in order for you to achieve your goals, and they lack it because they have no idea either where they want to go or what the steps are for them to get there. So the recommendation that I make in this video is trace your path to where you want to be. Be really concrete about where you want to be. You need to be able to look at your goals and write them down and look at them and be like, okay, this is where I want to be in 5, 10 years or 20 or 50, and I know that's where I want to be. So how can I get there? And that question puts you in a heck of a lot better place than the question of, what do I want to do? I don't know what I want to do today. And you know, that sort of sleepy absent-mindedness can really get you lost in life, and being lost is no fun. I mean, having fun experiences is really cool, and you can have time to smell the roses, but I really think that this life, like it or not, unless you're born into a rich trust fund, you have to work hard. And since you already have to work hard, you should figure out, what do I want to work hard at? What is the thing that seems the least like work to me? And in that sense, setting goals helps you choose your own life so that others don't choose it for you. Sounds great, right? It's much better to pursue your own goals. And right, you sometimes people try to sell this idea of the entrepreneur like someone who just makes stuff happen and it's amazing and ooh la la, but really working for a company is also being an entrepreneur. The only difference is you only have one client, and yes, that has a certain risk, but some people prefer having fewer clients and some people prefer having more. So don't get into the hype of being entrepreneurial. Don't get into the hype in general. You have to ask yourself, what do I want? What do I need in my life? And in that sense, don't let other people control your opinion on things. You should always listen because you might learn something, but people are really different in their core. And what works for you might not work for somebody else, and what works for your friend who is advising you might not work for you. So my recommendation would be slow down, look at your life, breathe in, breathe out, choose. That's all it is. I mean, motivation helps you make the choice towards your goals, but nowadays there's this culture of, oh, the power of habit and atomic habits and habits. You're only your habits. 90% of what you do is habits. That is a quote by Aristotle that everybody uses nowadays, and it might have been true that he said it, but that doesn't give you much power to change, right? If you're only your habits, then your habit of not changing your habits is part of who you are. So you also have to realize that if you have a belief that doesn't help you, you do not have to keep that belief. If you are constantly unmotivated, maybe you should look at what are the things you believe. Do you believe you can make it out of poverty? Or do you believe that no matter how hard you try, you will always be in the same rat race? Do you believe that you can achieve your career goals? Or do you believe that you're destined to be a miserable worker? I'm not saying all workers are miserable. I'm just saying that being a miserable worker is objectively bad, because you can have a job and try to love it, and you can have a job and not love it and change it, but being a miserable worker just sucks, you know? So I would say, on top of everything I've said today, try to look at the bright side of life. Yeah, so the reason I say that is because even if you feel like today you did a miserable job and you want to punch yourself in the face, you still made it out alive. True, in today's society, that might seem easy if you're from a developed country, but like, it's not easy existing without a clear path. Today's battle in this century is about your mind and not so much your conditions. It's about being ready to be stoic and move forward past a failure and another failure, and living amongst your own failures and learning not to look back in anger or regret or guilt and let that affect the present moment. You had a bad day, so what? It was your fault, yes, but so what? You can still have a good night. You can still have a good tomorrow. You can still have a good 15 minutes before you will go to sleep after watching this video. You can do it. And I want you to be good to yourself, because then you might even be able to accomplish more. Because some people spend a lot of energy beating themselves up, and that isn't good for their own goals. They do not accomplish their goals, so they beat themselves up, so they feel worse, so they have less energy to accomplish their goals, and it goes round and round, and that is not helping anybody. And another thing, if you feel that accomplishing things might put in danger relationships or distance you from your friends, you need to reevaluate your priorities, because yes, friendship is very important, family is very important, but you need to think what a true friend is and what a true family member is. I feel sometimes that some people who are not in my family are like family members to me, and I believe that what matters in how you judge people is their intent. And you should judge yourself with your results. That is another area we should get into another day. But to sum up and sort of close this video, if you're not feeling motivated, you can still do it. Because the fact that you're thinking about how you're not motivated means you're thinking about it, so you do want to do it. So the motivation is there, just maybe it isn't so big that you feel thrilled to do the actions that you need to do. So firstly, you don't need to be motivated to do shit. That's awesome, right? One less excuse. Second, it's not only habit. You don't really need to focus so much on, am I eating perfect? Am I exercising enough? Listen, you can do those things if it makes you feel better and it makes you better as a person, better as a worker, entrepreneur, better as whatever. You can do those things, but don't use them as an excuse not to accomplish the things you wanted to accomplish today, this month, this year. Don't use it as an excuse. Third, don't let friends and family dictate what you want to be. You need to chill out, find a quiet space, maybe go for a walk, because staying in the same place you've been while in this dark place can not help you in achieving this peace of mind that you need in order to move forward. And what you need to do is erase everything up until now for a moment. Don't worry, you won't forget it. And give yourself a moment to be in the now, realize you're alive, which is quite enough. You don't need much more than being alive. Just breathe in, you're here, you feel the air, it's all good. Breathe out and go find your quiet place or your walk or a place where you won't be as disturbed by these internal thoughts, because you'll have changed your scenario, and that might help. And then ask yourself, okay, blah, 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 everything up until now was not up to you, because you're not the person you were a second ago. You have no control over that person. You only have control over what you do next, what you do now and in the future. So find this peace, a little, a lot, 10 minutes, an hour, doesn't really matter. It might be diminishing results if you spend a whole day looking at what you will do. Start doing and make a plan for where you want to be next. Next day, next year, next month, whatever. Make a plan for what to do next and where you want to go. And that might help you be motivated, but you don't need it.